injuries from the game. Huff had a knee. We'll find out tomorrow on that. And Gene Charles had a shoulder. Go ahead. Real concern. I mean, we don't know for sure. Most likely it's ACL, but can't confirm it, so we'll find out later.
Came out throwing pretty aggressively in this game. You have those. With the game plan, the idea was you were going to kind of establish the throwing early in this game.
It was the first few plays. I mean, we always do 24 openers. There were still 12 runs, 12 passes, but it went like 5 and 5. Just trying to do that early and then get back to running the game once we settled down a little bit.
What was your impression of Brock's performance today?
I thought he played real well. There was very few that he missed. Protected the ball extremely well. When there wasn't anything there, we didn't have any intentional groundings, and did a good job moving the chains also, especially at the end there on that keeper. And I thought he had a hell of a game.
What did you say about him, especially the last 2 weeks after a little bit of a rough stretch and over that, just the way he's kind of bounced back in the last couple of weeks?
I think Brock's been great because he's been consistent through it all. I mean, we never felt anything different with Brock during those 3 losses. I think he's pretty realistic, so he doesn't get into stuff that's not that accurate.
We all know what's coming after the short week in Seattle, at Philly, obviously Seattle here. Were you at all concerned, and maybe you didn't say so, about players looking ahead to that, and do you think that was completely put aside by them today?
Yeah, I wasn't concerned with guys looking ahead. I didn't feel that at all. It's especially, we got that. We had won 1 game here in the last month, and that was a big one versus Jacksonville, and I knew our guys were extremely focused on this. Once we were able to finish the game, we talked a lot about it in the locker room because just how quick it comes. Everything's so important as soon as this ends, what we got to do to get ready for this quick turnaround, which is always a challenge and tough, but really glad we're going to get 3 days off after it for this stretch.
Of Jair Brown's performance once he came in?
I thought he did a hell of a job. I mean, to lose a player like Huff in the game and for him to come in and step it up big, make 2 huge plays. I mean, the pick was huge, and then the 4th down, where you got an all-out blitz and they just throw it up. And sometimes your biggest fear when they throw it up, it's like what happened in Buffalo on that Monday night when it's underthrown. It's so hard not to get a PI, and for him to not PI the guy and to get back, and from what I saw, it looked like he knocked it down. That was a hell of a play.
Steve said earlier this week that Jair was really improving, showing improvement in practice. Had you noticed that as well?
Oh, yeah, big time. I notice him all the time because it's one, he goes against the offensive scout team all the time, and he's one of the guys who consistently gets better each week on all the card looks. We always split the reps with the 1s and the 2s anyways when the defense goes, and he's really taken off here in this last month and was ready for his opportunity. You never know when it's going to come, and he's been preparing the right way.
How dominant was Brandon Ayuk in this game, and do you see that he's still improving?
Yeah, definitely still improving. He had a really good game. Statistically wise, his best one, I think, of his career, from what they told me. But yeah, I was real happy with BA.
The Christian early touchdown, he's literally like shuffling left in motion, and then he has to run through the line. Is there an exact spot where he has to run through on that one?
The spot where no one is.
Just find it.
Yeah. Yeah.
First time you called that play?
We've called that play a few times. We've never done it with the bump motion. That's a play that a lot of people run. I think we ran it to Tevin Coleman in the Super Bowl. It's just a man play that is good for man. Everyone runs it, but we've never done it with that motion, and it was cool. It worked out.
Do you see any trends on how defenses are playing Brock? Have they tried to take away the underneath stuff and left the deep stuff available, or have teams played him straight up?
No, I mean, teams usually do what they do. I mean, teams, you don't just make up schemes every week. So every team has what they run, and then you try to game plan stuff by having disguises, calling things at different times, giving a look or a blitz that people aren't ready for. But teams do everything. Brock doesn't ever come in saying we're throwing deep or throwing short or throwing to certain people. We run plays, and he goes through progressions and attacks coverages, and I wouldn't know what to say on how to defend him. He just goes through the holes in the defense.
I know 2 years ago there was so much made out of your relationship with BA. How has he evolved as a player since then?
BA's been great. A lot was made out of it because everyone talked doghouse in training camp, which I thought I was a little confused with just coaching. He was never in anyone's doghouse. We were just coaching him, and BA going back to those years, he was, I thought, one of our best players halfway through that year, and one of the main reasons we went to the NFC Championship, and got better last year, and he's been better this offseason. And always when you're getting better, it doesn't always show for a receiver because stats and all those results are dependent of a lot of other people. But BA's been playing some good football for a while, and it's really cool when he gets rewarded with those numbers.
You guys have played really well over the years in November and December. Can you put your finger on why that has happened, and do you think this team is prepared for that kind of run again?
I mean, I think we got a lot of players who really enjoy football. I think we work at it in terms of, you know, we like to coach, we like to point things out. I think our guys, you know, if you stay healthy, I think you practice more, you play more, and when that happens, you get better as the year goes. So I always expect us to look better as it goes than we do at the beginning. I think one of the bigger challenges for everyone in the NFL is that there are no OTAs, whatever they call them, and how little training camp is. So especially running the ball and tackling and everything, you kind of evolve as the year goes, and our guys work really hard and try to find a way to stay healthy while you do it.
Are you feeling your best right now, you think?
No, I don't think so.
How do you feel about your team's performance in the fourth quarter?
I thought our defense was awesome. I mean, they kept giving us back. I wish we would have finished it once. You get the turnover on the first one, I want to go down in there and score. I think we went 3 and out. And the next time we should have run the clock out. Had 2 first downs, but we got out of bounds twice, so wasn't happy with that, but so pumped with the defense.
The last few weeks, the red zone offense hasn't been finishing drives as well as ever. Anything you can put your finger on? What's your kind of concern level with that right now?
No concern. You know, that last week, if I can remember correctly, I don't think we really got inside the 10. I thought we scored from all further out until the end when we were just trying to hook Christian up. This week, when I think about it, you know, I know we got sacked, I believe, one time down there in second down. You get sacked on 2nd and 10 or whatever it was, and it leads to 3rd and long, and most likely that drives over. But hopefully it goes full circle. We haven't done it the last couple of weeks. We've done it better earlier in the year, but nothing that's different. Just goes like that sometimes.
Did Christian say anything to you when he didn't run out of bounds?
No.
Yeah, that's a play you wouldn't expect him to make.
Yeah, I didn't see it over there. I mean, it was the same thing that happened to Kittle. I mean, those guys are very aware that they shouldn't go out of bounds in those situations. But when you get plays on the edge, like Kittle tried to stop and go back in. That was right on our sidelines, but then people hit you and you go out. And so it looks similar to me with Christian, but that was on the far sideline, so I'm not sure.
When Brock was turning the ball over a couple games ago, did you have fear that he might start to play a little bit more timid? Because he expressed that he knows he just can't play with any fear.
I mean, you never know until people go through that, but I mean, the film was so good. So, I mean, the guy was playing unbelievable in those 3 losses. So there was nothing to really worry about. You just got to make sure he doesn't make up stuff that other people are making up. So you just try to get him to stick with practice, stick with the film, and doing what you're doing. And yeah, he had a couple back picks in those games, but there was none that he felt he had to change with what he was doing because he was playing such a high level in those losses too.
On the deep ball to Ayuk, did you know that was going to be a touchdown when Brock let it go?
No, I didn't. I didn't know the guy would fall, and I had no idea where the middle third safety was. But I knew it was man coverage, and he was going to go to whichever one of his go routes he had. He had Debo on one side and BA on the other, and I'm assuming the safety cheated a little bit to the right since he threw to the left, and it was right there. And it was great when you saw the corner on the ground, and BA finished it. It was a hell of a play by those guys.
He's got 66 and 77 the last couple of weeks, and I think in the playoffs he had one last game was 74 in terms of his longest passes. And that was kind of the thing on him, that what can he make those throws? Is there anything you've seen yet that he can't do?
I mean, Brock's a solid, really good quarterback, so he can do. I mean, I don't know if he can run a 4.3 when doing a lot of Wildcat stuff, but everything we've asked him to do, I think he's done at a real high level.
You said no unintentional grounding. Have you had a discussion about some of those falling to the ground flip?
Yeah, I mean, when you get three weeks in a row, I mean, I love his competitiveness, and he does everything to try not to get it. But if you're in positions that you're going to get it, it really doesn't matter. So we kind of challenged him on that, and they turned into sacks. which that happens, but we always want to try to get rid of it, but he had some really bad looks on those. I think we had one where we were hot, and that's when he tries hard to get rid of it, and sometimes bad things can happen, and sometimes you just got to know you had a bad play, and that's where I thought he improved on it.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm.